Okay, so I'm going to. Are we online? Let them come in. Second class has started already. No, you can join the second class. It's fine if you want to. So we're going to brush. We're going to do second class. Second class is very short. And welcome. My name is Mr. Zagni. Um, so today it's going to be logo design for beginners. So I'm still waiting for the people outside to come in. Sure, sure. All right. You're welcome. Grab a seat. Grab a system. Ahmed, please can you help them with the system, please, so that I can go on. Is it showing? Are we live? Go back. I'm so sorry. Okay, so I'm sorry I muted the sound. Oh my god, this is bad. All right, if you can hear me now, please let me know you can hear me. So it means I can use this now, right? Okay, so let me use this. I muted. Okay, can you hear me now? Mr. Anasu, can you confirm that? Okay, you can hear me now. All right, can you please help her log in? Yeah. All right, please. I'm back. Sound now perfect. Thank you, ID Tukura. Thank you. So today we are going to dive into logo design for beginners, and I'm going to be teaching you how to create a logo from the scratch to the finish using Canva, using the app called Canva. So what you would need if you were not here in our last class, you need to go online and then type in Canva for it to bring you the Canva app. You're going to be using Canva today. So you need to come on Google and type in Canva. When you type in Canva, you need to log in and then it will bring you to a platform like this. So when you're done doing that, let me know. And then I'm going to continue with this. So designing a logo, like we said, is one of the most important steps in developing a brand. Your logo is your business most visible asset. It goes on your social media, your website, your business card, your product packaging, and everywhere your customer are looking for your products. So one of the first things your customer will look for uh, is your product design. Your logo speaks a lot. It stands out for you. So if you are creating a logo design, the most important thing you need to focus on is making sure that your logo design is lit, like really, really good. So your logo has a critical and challenging role to play because it communicates who you are to your who your brand is to your customers. So your logo communicates who you are to your customers or what your brand is all about to your customers. So one of the first thing you will do before you create a logo is to make research. So you have to research um, your competitors, people that are also doing the same thing that you do. You go online and you search for their logo design ideas and what their logo looks like for you to be able to have an idea of what you want to also create. So when it comes to designing logo, inspiration is going to be one of your best useful tool. Exploring what other brands are doing in your space, like I said, people that are doing the same kind of business as you are doing will help you keep your fingers on the pulse on what's working and what's not working. Identify trends. You want to stay away from and ways to make your logo. So one of the things you should stay away from is trends, like what's trending. Just make sure you go for what's in your space instead of following what's trending. Then make sure you do your research well. Then the second thing is establish your point of difference, which is POD. That's what we're going to do. Your point of difference is what makes you special, different, and unique. Point of difference. Let's say uh, Nike or Nike or whatever the word is. You see that wherever they are, they stand out because of their logo, right? They are different from any other company or any other. In fact, there's no way you can copy their kind of what is it called? Because if you copy, they'll sue you. They'll sue you. So that's their brand. It makes them unique. It makes them special. It makes them sing. So what sets you apart from your competition is the thing that is going to make your ideal customer want to work with you over 1,000 of other options that they have. So that thing that sets your business apart from other people is what people want to, the reason why people want to work with you. Branding is very important, very important at all time. So branding is your packaging. Just like you say, the way you are dressed is the way people will address you, right? So it's the same thing with your logo design. The way you create your design or the way you create your brand is the way people will address what you are selling. So make sure when you're creating your logo, you make it really lit, really good, like I said. All right. So and it needs to come out across your logo design. If you don't know what POD is, you know what POD is already, point of difference. Just make sure it's different from wherever we're doing. Just make it unique. You should be unique. So before you create a logo, the first thing you will do, or one of most of the things you will have to do is ask yourself question like, what does your brand do better than any other brand? If you are a hair vendor, if you are a, a tech person, if maybe you are an institution or a company or wherever it is that you're doing, or maybe you are into agriculture, what is it that you do that is better than other people? What is that thing that you do that is other than better than other people? So, what's your biggest strength? Another thing is what's your biggest strength, right? What is your strength? If you are a hair vendor, what's your strength? If you are into agriculture, what's your strength? If you're into tech, what's your strength? Then the next thing is what's the best compliment that people give you? Maybe if you sell a hair to people, what did they compliment you well and all those stuff. Then why would someone choose you over 1,000 other people? So you think about this thing too. Why would someone choose your company over 1,000 of people? Right? So it's just like me now, I'm a graphic designer. Why did they choose me over thousands of other graphic designer out there? Right? So it's the same thing you ask yourself. So what's the thing you know you can do better than any other person? So you ask yourself all these questions. What's the thing that you know that you can do better than any other person? See, all of this thing is important while creating a graphic design, right? That's because it's graphic design, it's your brand, it is you. So inspiration is everywhere. So if you're trying to create a logo for your company, you get inspiration from everywhere. So most of the time, don't try to be too clustered in your head by going to Lagos to look for inspiration when you can get inspiration in Abuja. That's what it means. You can get like even within us here, we can even get inspiration of a good graphic logo that you want to do for your company. So you don't have to go to Jabi to go and, even though it's actually good sometimes to explore other options, to get other options, but it's also good to utilize what you have around you, right? So finding inspiration is important for your logo design during your research process. It is also a classic procrastination trap. Avoid getting caught up here, and remember the best inspiration comes from within. Just like I said, best inspiration just comes from within. And often while you are in the truth of designing, most of the time when you are doing your design, that's when like you get more inspiration. So finding inspiration, Canva can help you to create an idea even when you don't feel inspired. So Canva have a lot of templates that when you enter, even when you don't want to make it, you don't have the inspiration to make a good graphic design. When you come to Canva, Canva will give you template that will inspire you to make a very good graphic design for your logo. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is logo style. So the first thing to consider is what style is best match for your brand. What does it, is it vintage, modern, minimal, or futuristic style? So the first thing to pick is what's your style? What style do you want to use for your logo? Is it going to be vintage style? Is it aesthetic? Is it modern or minimalist or futuristic style? So Knowing what's best for you or best for your logo from before you do design your logo is very important. What kind of logo do you want to design, right? So the second one is tumbling and sketching. So what I do for my own design, whenever I'm trying to make maybe a design, the first thing I do is I sketch it. Even though when you go to Canva, you see like other designs. I don't really like using their template, but for beginners, I think you would have to use templates then before you get better with designing. For me, I try to sketch my design first. So when I sketch it, then I'll now try to bring it to reality. I try to bring it to play. Then keep it simple. Make sure your design is simple. We have a lot of designs out there. Don't make it clustered. Make sure your design is as simple as ABCD. So like Nike is just like one good. You say it's good, just one thing, and then that's Nike. D and G is just D and then G, and then it's as simple as that. We have like a lot of other designs that are also as simple as that. So make it simple at all time. No audio, please check. Oh my god, I think I'll have to do without this thing. Why is it saying no audio? Oh my god. Okay, so please let's not get distracted. We have really smaller time here. Okay. Maybe the person started from the beginning. That's why. Please, if you can hear me, say you can hear me, so we can go on. So make it simple and make sure your logo is just as simple as ABC. The first one is illustrate and repeat. So if you are designing your logo at all time, what you will do is when you design the first one, you duplicate it. Try to design another one, maybe something similar, but maybe not so similar, but just repeat different. If you're designing a logo for a particular company, try to make at least three different samples for that company. Then those three different samples, each one, try to repeat them, change the colors of all each sample at all time, just to see which one work best for you, right? So we'll go to the next one, which is the five type of logo designs that we have, right? So we have five types. The first one is pictograms. Pictograms. That was the first one. Pictograms. Please make sure your Canva is open because after this we're going to do practical. We're going to do like hands-on practicals for us to learn how to make logo designs. So pictogram. So they say pictogram logo is made using single icon, like a single icon or symbol. While this logo use name of the brand, the idea is that the symbol remains recognizable even without the text. So we have, um, let's say like Nike, right? Or Nike, for example, they just use a single icon for their logo. So even without seeing the name, the Nike under it, you just know that this is their brand, right? So like D and G, you just use like a single what you call. So even without seeing like oh this is those and their banner, you just know that this is their logo. So this is what the first one is saying, a pictogram. Then the next one is word mark. A word mark logo is made using a text. So a example of pictogram is Nike. Then example of word mark is D&G because what they use is just text on it. So it's just their text D&G using a text. So example of pictogram is Nike using a symbol or a picture. The other one, example of word mark is D&G. All right. So a letter mark logo uses minimal text, uh, typically a brand's initial or the first letter. So we have brand that use first letter and second letter for creating logo. Which brand can we use? Do you have an idea of which bank that used their first initial and second initial? Okay, so we can use anything as an example. So I can just decide to say, just like the word here, letter mark. So if you want to make a logo using letter mark, so the first thing you do is to remove LE and then use MA. So you can now use LE, MA, which is lemma as the initial, like as the logo. Then under it, you now put letter mark. So the logo will now be Lemma, but the main name of the company is now letter mark, right? So that's another example of letter mark logo. So the next one, which is the fourth one, is combination mark. So combination mark is the most pronounced kind of logo designs that we have. Most companies, most brands use them, which involve the use of symbols, watermark, and then it also involves the use of perspective. So the combination of symbols and word mark, right? So the combination of symbols and word mark is what we use for combination mark. This logo is more demanding from a design perspective as you must create two different elements that works together and also apart. So example of combination mark could be a logo of Cosmopolitan logo. Let me see if I can show you Cosmopolitan logo. Okay, let me just use this one. We just finished designing this one today from the first class. From the first class. So this is example of a combination mark water logo, which involve pictures, symbols, and also involves your letters. So this is the example of the other one. So the next one is emblem. Emblem involves using a seal or a crest for and features the company's name within the design. So do you know what a seal is? Like a seal. Okay, so I will just show you an example of a seal in Canva. In Canva. So let's see seal. Uh, I just hope is the internet really good now? The internet is bad. Oh my god, our design is not going to be so nice. I think the first people would probably enjoy um, whatever we've done. The internet is not good. Um, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, this is not good. So give me a minute. Let me see if I can use my own personal internet to run this. So give me a minute. I'm trying to connect to. Going to disconnect another internet. Hope it's not going to disconnect.
It's very,
It's very slow, very slow. Yeah. Oh, it has disconnected.
some of the chances they disconnected, and it's like the most reliable.
And I don't even know if I have that's the thing. I don't even know if I have like enough
Enough data.
to use for this keyboard.
Yes, which network are you connected to? Your own?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's D.
No.
Sorry, okay. Yes, B. H. L.
Mm.
C.
All right, so let's just move on. As long as the people online can hear me, it's okay. As long as the people online can hear me, so I want to show you an example of a seal. Internet is really bad.
It is really bad. Sorry. Off you off.
Okay,
That's it. Not the moment.
okay. All right. So before the internet comes, let's just go. Let's just move on. Then I would maybe when we're doing the practical, I will show you example of seal. Right. So yeah. So the next one is the power of colors, color palettes. That's what we use, right? So for every what is it called? For every company, every brand, everybody they have their own colors. They have their personal colors. So choosing the right color for your brand is very important. Choosing the very good color for your brand is really, really very important. Like for Cosmopolitan University, the what we use is uh, blue, gold, and also shade of white, right, or gray. That's what we use. So for every design we make, that's what we use. So I will show you some of the design we've made so you can see. Okay, so let's say for example this design. So for your coloring, for your colors, this is the color we use for our logo. These colors are seen here: gold, white, and then blue. So for everything you're going to be doing on your brand, it means that these are the colors you're going to be using on your logos, on your flyers, on your hookups, on your shirts, for everything. So it's very important for you to choose a very nice color so that you won't look your designs or whatever won't look odd at all. So like I said, this those are what we use for our designs. Like this one also is for the first anniversary. You can see that this is the same color that you're going to use. You have to be consistent with the coloring. These are the same color that you'll be using. So choosing the right color, right, is very, very, very important. Very, very important. Also for their flyers also, I will show you. You can see everything you're doing has to go with the same color from your flyers. From you can see where you're sitting down is you're seeing the color. You can see the color. You can see the gold color. You can see the blue color. Has to. This is what we call branding, and your logo design is the main starter for your brand. So if you get it right from your logo design, it means you're getting it right in every other thing you have to do for your business, right? So I've shown you this. We will go to the next one. So next up, it comes for color. It comes to incorporating colors into your logo. Oh my god. Okay, incorporating colors into your logo. So less is more important, right? So you don't put too many colors. Pick at least two or three colors. Just like what we said here, we're using blue, gold, and white. So you can just pick simple colors, maybe like red, white, and black. Black, white. Make it two. Don't allow your what is it called to be too clustered. Don't put too many colors. So you also want to choose your colors strategically. Colors can have strong association with certain emotions, right? Colors can have strong association with certain emotions. and brighter colors say are happy colors, right? And then dimmer colors are maybe kind of some kind of moody kind of color. So if your brand is associated with like maybe tech or hair or anything, make sure you like to use like brighter colors like at all times. At all times. So you can have strong association with certain emotion. When using strategically, colors can make your logo more impactful and memorable. For example, people associated with money with green, blue with trustworthiness. People associate money with green, blue with trustworthiness, and black is perceived as being the most sophisticated of all colors, right? So black color is really sophisticated that you can use black to do like a lot of things in colors. Yeah. So how to design in Canva, this is what we're going to do now. I'm going to dive in to show you how you can design in Canva, how you can choose your fonts in Canva. And then the last thing is don't always follow trends like what's always trending because it fades, right? So trends come and go quickly. If you want your logo to stand the test of time, avoid them and go for more timeless details. Research can help you identify timeless font designs. Use them as inspiration instead of passing fads, and you will save yourself a lot of time with designing logo when current trends fades, right? So don't follow. Someone like me, I don't like to follow trends. I just like to do something that will last longer. Follow trend before you know the your designs, your company will just fade, right? So that's what it means. So thank you. And then right now we're going to do practicals now. So this is where I don't know how we're going to go about it because the internet is really, really bad. It's better now. All right, so they said the internet is better, so let's dive in. So let's dive in. So I'm going to lock all of this. So are you on Canva? Huh? Okay, password. Okay, so this is 11:53. You guys should take a break. Let's take a break from here. I'm going to give you like 3 minutes break so that the internet can sort itself, and then we come back and go into the new design.
Sorry for the no connectivity, but you guys can join. Do it as it is. Yeah. Now, yeah.
All right. Let's come back. Let's come back. There's attendance, please. If you're on the group, if you're in the group chat, you should be able to get an attendance sheet. Okay, so are you here? Are you on this page now? What about you? Are you on this page?
Just decide.
No, I just want you to be on this page that I am at the moment. This is like the front page before you start any design. If you're not here, you get lost, and I don't want you to be lost. So I want you to be here on this particular page. All right, so the next thing you're going to do is to come to more. So here you see Instagram, you see doc, you see whiteboard, you see presentation, you see social media, video, website, custom size. So the next thing you come to more and then click on more. So you click on more. I think I need to connect to the Cosmopolitan world because I feel like it's better because just opening the mind. So. So when you click on more, you will see that it brings out like a lot of templates for you that you can use for your design. So you will see presentation, Instagram, doc, your story. So what I will need you to do is to click on logo because that's what we are going to do today. So you click on logo. So in case your internet is bad and your next neighbor's internet is good, please you guys should just pair together and learn. So when you get home, you can do it on your own also. Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do now, we're going to create the first logo that we have here. Remember, we mentioned types of logo, which is the pictogram logo. So we're going to create pictogram logo. So they say pictogram logo is made using a single icon or a symbol. So that's what its pictogram logo basically is. And then that's what we're going to create on our Canva now. So in the other class, I picked few people that own a company that would want us to use for maybe an example to create a logo for their company. But in this class, I will just be showing you, for the sake of time, showing you what it is like. So for a pictogram kind of logo, just like we said here, is made using an icon or a symbol. An icon or a symbol. Why the logo uses the name of the brand, the idea is for the symbol to remain recognizable even without the text. It's for you to be able to recognize it even without the text. All right. So I'm going to go back to Canva and then we use. So for you to be able to get a pictogram logo for a brand, you come to Elements. So you click on Elements by your left. Click on Elements. So we'll be creating a food uh, company logo from the beginning to the end so that we can use all of them at once so you can see the differences, right? So for the food company logo that we're going to be creating, what is a food company here? Who has maybe like a restaurant or something? Nobody. Yeah? Okay, so let's say we're going to use Shakara food for example now for our logo. So um, when you enter, this was where we are. When you enter your logo, it will show you this place, right? Then you come to Element, click on Element because we're going to be using a pictograph. So it's going to be just a symbol, and then we have our logo done, right? So you can search for symbols. You can search for symbols. Maybe let's say food symbols. Yeah, let's say for food, anything that has to do with food, maybe food icon, either an icon or a symbol. That's what you type there, icon or a symbol. All right, so you can see that we have a lot of icons or symbols that are going to come out. That's what makes Canva unique because it gives you an idea of what to do. It gives you inspiration on what to make. So I've seen something that I like and I would like to use it, which is this one. But then for you can use any other symbol you see that you like also, right? So for me, I'm going to use this one for Shakara. You said it's Shakara, right? So from our initial class, we mentioned that make sure all your design are in the middle. So if you are dragging it like this, you see a line coming out. So if the line comes out to be 1, 2, it means that your design is in the middle. Now, if you can't get it that way, what you do is you right click on the design, come to align to page, then click on center. It will automatically take your design to the middle, make it centralized. So let's say this is Shakara, right? Shakara, Shakara Foods Ltd. So because it's a pictorial kind of design, this is how we're going to leave it. Shakara Food Ltd. This is an example of a pictorial kind of design, like you see, pictogram. So this is an example of a pictogram. But then there is more to just leaving the logo like this. It means that I can change the color of this logo to whatever color my brand is. So what's the color brand? What's the red and yellow? So we're going to be using red and yellow for this particular design. So for you to get the colors to change for this design, you click on the image. Once you click on the image, just by the top you see color. Have you seen it? Then you click on color. Then these are default colors. These are the default colors that we have. Can you see them? These are all the default color that we have. But then we have what we call color palettes, right? So you can go online and then, so I will show you. This is color palette. So I can decide to click, say I need a red color palette code. Then I'll click. So this one automatically will give me the code for red. Then I'll copy it, come here. When you click here, you come to add a new color. Then you paste it here and then it will give you your red from the internet. All right, so I'm going to come again. So there's what we call color palettes. So this color palette is what will give you your color code. Now, the reason why you need a color code is so that you can maintain that color for your brand at all time. You know, we have different shades of red, right? We have dark red, lighter red, and whatever red it is, you get. So it is important for you to maintain a particular kind of red color. That's why you need the color palette. So if you want to get a color, maybe your own is a light color red or whatever it is, you come to your Google Chrome, then you just type on the search red palette code or color palette code, however it is. Then I click inside, automatically to just bring out this number that is in red color codes. Are you seeing? What I did was I copied it. As I copied it, I now came back to my Canva, right? Then I'll click on it, click on my, what is it called? Click on my object, then come to color. I should go back. Okay. From the color palette, please, I need you to pay attention because I will not go back again. All right, so we have our object here. I want to change the colors, right? Having a color, maintaining a particular color for your brand is very important because you won't want to have green and light red today, dark red tomorrow on your colors. So it will not, it won't make sense. So what you do is you go to Google, Then tell them that you want a red color palette code, right? Then click on enter. So it's going to give you can see we have like different color palette codes here, from light color to dark red. Okay, so let me just open it, or let me use this one. Let me open it for you. I just hope the internet is good. I don't want to open it because of the internet. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Yeah. So you can choose the one that has like multiple colors. So on it, you're going to see that on the light red, there are like different codes, hash so so so, hash FFF, hash OOO, hash whatever it is. This is the reason why I don't want to come it. So you've seen your own, right? Different codes are coming out on the color palette. So now you now pick the kind of red that you want to use for your brand. Then copy the color code. Make sure you save that color code somewhere you will be able to remember whenever you want to redesign anything that has to do with your company, right? So did the person there get it? Did you get it? Okay. So these are okay. So these are color red colors. All these are red colors, but with different color templates. We have the lights, the a bit lighter, the red, the darker red, dark red. So what you need to do here is to choose the shade of red that you want to use for your company, right? So here, let's say I want to use this one. I would like to use this one. What I will do is just to highlight it and copy it, right? So this is the one I want to use out of all the red. Then I'll come to my design. So when I come to my design, the next thing I do is to click on this object here, then come up to this place, colors. Then when you come, don't touch any of this red because it's not what you use, any of this color. What you do is come to add new color. When you add new color, you see this space down here. Then you paste that red that you colored. That's the color you copied from the color palette. Then you paste it. It means that you have your red color here, and then we have it, right? So then I want to also use the red for, I mean, which color and which color is the red and what? Huh? Red and yellow. So I'll still go back to my color palette and then look for a yellow. Let me try and search here and see if it come out. How did this spell yellow again, sef? Then you look for yellow. There are like different colors. All you just need is the color code. You just pick the color codes that you want. So let's say yellow, but then we have yellow here. So maybe I wouldn't want to stress myself to go and look for yellow. So once you click on here, you come here, you see text color. Then I have yellow here already. So I can just decide to use my yellow here. Then we have this design. So this means that anywhere that this brand go and they just see this circle and fork and spoon, they just know that it's shakara food, right? Ahmed.
Yeah.
All right, so it means that anywhere I go and I see this logo, even without seeing this name here, I know that it belongs to Shakara Food, right? So this is an example of a pictogram that we spoke about. So like I said initially, what you do is you don't just leave it like this. You duplicate. Come to duplicate here. There's the duplicate here. You duplicate it. Then I want to switch these colors now to see which one is better. So I will now say I'm using yellow here, and then I will use red here. So you can see we have two different colors already for the same design, right? the same design. So I have white background, white background. The next thing I want to do is I want to swap the background to see which background works better. So I will decide to now say I want to use the black background. So I will copy this. Um, okay, let me just duplicate it. Duplicate it, then click on the background to change the background. When I click on the background, I come to background color and then I turn it to black. Are we following? Are we following? Are you getting it? Ah, where are you lost? Huh? I already showed you how to duplicate. You come to here. This is duplicate page. Just click on it to duplicate your, what is it called? Your page for you. To duplicate the page for you. All right. So I've used black. Now I want to go back and say, oh, I want to use let's say red, white on this. Since the brand color is red and yellow, so I'll use white on this, and then I'll change this background to yellow, right? So now you have different options, different colors to pick. The same design, but different color options to pick for your design. So this is pictogram. And then the last thing you will do is to highlight these two by dragging it like this, highlight the two, then group it. So if you group it, it means this I won't be able, I can't move only one thing. What's wrong with mine? I think it's the internet. It means I can't move only one thing. It means if I'm moving this entire thing, I'm moving them together now. Like I said, if you want to put them together, you highlight the two of them and then group, and then you have this together. It means I can't move any of them, right? So the next thing I want to do now is to copy. Control C is to copy. So I'll copy that one and then I'll paste this one. I put them in different form, maybe big, bigger, small. So the reason why you are advised to do this is so that you can have a different view of your logo. The advice is so I can have a different view of the logo. So maybe if you want to put on a shirt, on a merch, on a, what is it called, maybe on a mug or mock up or anything, to see if it's going to fit into all those things. That's how you check it, you check and balance, and if it's good for your design. So this is the first design, and are you lost? If you're lost, let me know, because we're going to the second one. All right, so the second design we're going to go for is the word mark. So now we're going to use only the words without any picture on it, just to create a logo design, right? So the next thing we're going to do now is to so I'm going to start all over again, right? But you can duplicate, you can just add new page under, just add new page under to continue whatever you're doing. Just add new page under. So the next thing we're going to do now is just to use the word as a logo. So Shakara. So you type Shakara food. So this is what we are using as a logo. So like we said, a word mark is made using just the text to spell your brand name. This remove any extension design. There is no design, there's nothing, just your brand name to create your design. So we're going to use that to create this design now, and we see how it looks. So this one involves using fonts, right? So I'm going to remove this food, Control C, and I take it off. Then I'm left with Shakara. Then what you now do is come to font. So if you're looking for a font, you come to this side here. They will give you different options of fonts. They give you different options, so you can see all the fonts here. So you can utilize the fonts by clicking on any font that you would want to use. That you would want to use. So I like this London. I just use London on this, and this is good for me. You can use any other thing. So the next thing I want to do is to add subheading, and then add food to the subheading. Control A, and then add food to it. So we can have something like this. So we can have something like this. Like I said, try different things, right? So now I want to duplicate this page now, because I feel like I've done this and I probably like it, but wait, let me change the font. Okay, so you can change the font of this one. So I'll change this font, or I'll change it to food, and then I will remove it from maybe capital letter, and then turn this one to smaller letters, and then we have something like this. So, sorry. So I have this. I've duplicated this. So on this one, this is where I'm going to change the, what is it called? I want to change the font from this one. I can't even find the font again. So this is why it's good that if you see a font that you like, you write it down, or you keep it so that you won't forget what font it is. I can't remember the font I used the other time, and I really liked it. What? No, this is London. The first one is London. Yeah. So now I've used capital letter for this. Now I want to use small letters for the food down here, for this food here, right? Okay. So I can decide to do this, or I can decide to do this. So like I said, use different options. So I can decide to do this shakara, and then say this is shakara food. So we have this, These are like different options. You can decide to duplicate it, right? You can still decide to duplicate it. Maybe I've seen a better concept, and then I just want this food, the shakara, to be here. So I'll now decide to put this here, and then don't always make it bigger, just make it smaller, make it smaller, and then make this. So we now have three different designs, right? Using the same name, which are this. So I want to see if anybody has gotten anything. Are we here? Have you done something? Don't worry, you get better with time. You get better with time. You get better with time. So these are three different what was it called? Yeah.
So the last design,
Yeah.
how to get the food to be the chakras will come to the outcome. The last
This one. Okay, now so if you are writing, okay, this last one. So if you are writing this one, right? So if you are writing, let's say I'm trying to write this, and then this one is overlapping on this one, just like this one now. So what you do, if you're in the first class, what we said is you come to position, this position, you click on position. So when you click on position, they are all the same thing. Just come to layer, arrange layer. Then if I bring this one up, this food will be here. If I bring this one down, this one will be it will still be down. So that's how you do it. So if anything is overlapping and you want to use that one that is down, you come to your position, then just swap the layers, and then you'll be able to use what you want to use. So now the next thing we want to do now is now to go to our colors. Since we've gotten the font or the whatever that we want to do, so we'll go to colors and then we change the colors. Say she's this and this, and then this one too. I can decide to give this one yellow, and then food I can decide to now give it red. Red, well, it's not so good, but I mean, and then yes, we can decide to do something again. Let me show you how to do that. Like the way this one is now, the shakara food, you can now decide to highlight just these two. Highlight only two. That's if you want the just two to have the color, you can make it to be. I can say, okay, I want this one to be yellow. See? Then I can now decide to say, oh, I want this one, only one to be red, this one too to be red, right? Then here I can now see this, that's the one up here. See, you can see that I can't write on it now, so I have to go and swap it again. I'll go to position and then bring or just click on the shakara before I'll be able to use it. I can now decide to say, oh, I want this one to be red. I want this one also to be red. The reason why I made it red is because we have two red side by side. So I don't want colors to maybe conflict or however it is. So you can try to do this. And maybe it's not so nice, but I mean, it's good. Yeah. So these are how you can also manipulate colors. So at the end of the day, I can still decide to say, okay, I just want this. I can just decide to say, okay, I just want the shakara to have what's going on with lights today. Yes, sir. Okay. All right. So if you're online, please give us a few minutes. We have challenges with lights. So once to switch over, to give us some few minutes. All right. I'm so sorry for this, but we're back. We're back. So I said we created the logo design, right, for Shakara food, and then we try to switch the colors. Apart from switching the colors, we try to also change fonts. We try to see how we can merge these fonts to make it look something worth it or something really good for Shakara food, right? So for me, this is good, right? The next thing I want to do as a designer is background color. So I would change this background color to see how this thing will look like. So I used black. So on black, maybe let's say you're using a black background or whatever. How will it look on a black background? This is how it's going to look. Is it looking good? Is it looking okay? Or whatever it is. Then the next thing I want to do is duplicate again and then try to switch colors. Let's say I would want to use now a yellow background. So it means if I'm using a yellow background, Mr. Khalifa, if I'm using yellow background, it means I'm going to change this shakara colors to okay. All right, sir. Sorry, hold on. Let's so that the people here can see what we're doing. I'm still sharing. Mr. Khalifa, I think I'm still sharing. The current network is for this device.
Okay, sure. Take sure.
Okay. All right. So the next thing I would do is to change the colors here, and then it's now on. We now still have the red. We now still have our yellow, and we now still have our white. So this is an example of a text, a word mark. So the next one we're going to do is letter mark. So letter mark involves your initials. So let's say your name is Jibril Mohammed, and then you want to okay no Shakara food. That's what we're using for today. So we're using Shakara food for today. So we want to now use uh text mark now for Shakara food. So what we are going to do is to use the first initial and then the last one, which is SH, maybe A, and maybe RA for the company. That's what we're going to do. So I'm going to duplicate to make a new page, and then my text, I'm going to add the text, and then I'll call it Shakara, no. I call it Shakara food. I call it Shakara food. So we are going to use their initials now to make a logo for this one. So the first thing we'll do is that means we're going to be using the S. So I'm going to remove this. Then I'm going to remove this, which means we have S and F, right? So you can decide to say, okay, you don't want to do that. We'll now say we'll use maybe SK. Shakara food, right? So I'm going to omit this one, which means I'm going to take this one off. And then we have SK, which is now this symbolize Shakara food, right? So you can use a dot and then you can use this for it. But then the kind of design I want to do, I don't want to use a dot. So I'm going to remove everything and then I'm going to be left with S. So I'm going to be left with S. So the next thing you want to do now is to change the font of your S. So I might just look for this. So you change the fonts, you look for different type of fonts that you want to use. We have a lot of fonts here that we can use. This is actually not bad though for the design. But then I will use this. Then the next thing I will do is to now look for my, so because we're using SK, right? Look for my K, I will increase it, and then I can decide to now do something like this. So we use our initials. That's the main meaning of letter mark, using the initials of your names to create a, what is it called for yourself, to create a logo for yourself. So we now use, this is Shakara, right? So the next thing you now do is now to say food. So the food, you now bring it down. You can now decide to put the food here, or you can decide to put food. Well, put food anywhere you want to put it. But this is Shakara food. This is a letter mark kind of design. And for this one, you can do you can play with it anyhow you want to. I can decide to now say, I can come to element and look for line, search for line, search for a line. Then maybe I have a line here. This is the line. So what I will do to this line is to take it to 90 degrees, 90 degree, and then I'll put it here. It just depends, like we said, it depends on your inspiration. It depends on what your mind is telling you to do for your design. So I can decide to put this here, and then I decide to have this here, and then have my food here. So I can bring this back, bring this back. So this is it. So now this is where we now have to now deal with the color. Your color, and then since we have this, then I take this to be my K. Then for this, I can decide to leave it as maybe red, or I can decide to still leave it as this, SK. Then for this one, you can decide to change the color of this one uh, to this. So you see, you now have a logo design for Shakara food. Then the next thing you want to do after having this is to make sure you write Shakara food under it. I think I'll just, instead of putting this food, I'll just turn it to Shakara food, right? Shakara food. Yes, so, and then I have it down here. Make sure you utilize, you take advantage of using fonts. Use different fonts for your design. Check for which font is going to be best for your design. Okay, so I have one here. I have one here. So this one like this, it's too clustered. So if you want to make this, separate these words from each other, you come to this spacing. With time, I'm sure you will be able to learn to separate them together like this. Can you see? Spacing. So you separate them together, and then I'll make it a bit smaller. I can take this one up a bit, and then bring this one to be like this. So here is an example of a word of a letter mark. Uh, is an example of a letter mark design. By using your initials, by using your initials or words from your by using your words to create a logo. So now, like I said, you can play with this. You can decide to duplicate this page and then do something else. You don't like that one, and then that one is not so good for you. You can decide to use other fonts. You can decide to use other fonts. You can decide to make this one smaller. It just depends on what you feel like is best for you, right? And then you can decide to bring this one here, and then you have your shakara food. Then, like I said, you make sure you change all the colors and all that stuff. So, like for this one that we just did now, the shakara food that we just did, I forgot to do this. You copy it together, then you Control C, make it smaller, do another one again, make it bigger. You know, this one is just to give you like different perspective of the kind of design that you have done already, right? So just to give you different perspective of your design. Then make sure you always know the color palette number. Make sure you know the font. Copy. For moving, just use your mouse. Moving, what? Grouping. So to group it, you have to drag it together. Highlight, see, you see group here, then click on group. That's all. That's all you do. So they have different fonts. So we'll move because we've spent a lot of time here. So one of the most important, what is it called? Logo, and the one that most companies use is a combination mark logo, because this one involves using letters, using icons, and using pictures. So most companies use a combination logo. So what you do is when they give you a logo to do, you can try different samples. You can try all, but I know the most important one is a combination mark logo. So we're going to design a combination mark logo. Like I said, we have, when you come to your design, you see that we have different samples already that Canva has given us. But for me, I'm just doing the samples from scratch so that you can see how you can also make your sample. This is another example of letter mark logo. You can see it. So the person just use S and H. This is S, this is H for the logo, right? These are all example of what are letter mark logos. As you can see here, these are examples of letter mark logos. So the next one we're going to do is a combination logo of Shakara food, right? So I'm going to add a new page, and then what I want to do right now is to click on this design. So we are on design. So the easiest way to do this, because it's a food company, just type in food. So you can type in food. It will show you logos for a food company. Are you seeing them? Can you see them? They're showing you different logos of different food company that you can make. Now, don't forget, if you're making a new logo for any company, you are only using this one as a guide to whatever you are doing, right? So we are going to use one of them to create a combination. This is a combination logo because it involves pictures, it involves icons, and it involves letters. And this is mostly what a lot of people use these days. So we're going to choose one of these for Shakara our shakara food. Um, I don't even know which one to choose again, but yeah, they are all fine, right? So okay, so like I said, don't use what's trending at all time. Use something that will last for a lifetime, something that will last longer, right? So I'm going to go with this one because this is unique, right? And I'm going to show you why I said this is unique. Food. So this is unique. This is what I'm going to use. Now the next thing that you're going to do here, because this is more like a template, the next thing you're going to do here is to change colors. So if you click on it, like I said from initial, click on this. Once you click on it, you come to colors. Once you come to colors, she said the colors are brand color are red and uh, so you click here, you see that the colors have changed. So what I want to do with this one now here is to change it to this, and then you have Shakara food logo done and dusted, right? So this logo will last longer than maybe a lot of logo because of how unique it is, the fire, the whatever it is there. So what you want to do now is to click again and then change this color to this, and then change this one to red, just to see which one fits in best and which one is final. This one, that's the first one, is final. So now we're going to do something else again. You change this background. To change the background is to click on the background. This thing will show, background color will show, then change it to black. Now which one is final? Now are you seeing? So you use try different things. You feel as though, oh, this one is fine, this one is fine. But when you try to change the, what is it called, you see that they're actually really fine. You get maybe better options also. But you know, if I change this one to black now, it will also be fine. It's not as fine as this. But from initial, this one was actually final, right? So so this is it. So the next thing I want to do right now is to copy this thing, like highlight it, then group it. So I'll do Control C to copy, then I'll make this one smaller. I do Control V to paste, to just to get different angles of what I have done so far to see if they are fine or if they will go on my match or not. So we have this. So this is it. So like I said, make sure you know the color palette code. Make sure you know the fonts you use for the design and all that stuff, because that's what you're going to be using forever and ever till you die. Only if you want to rebrand, that's when you can now decide to say, okay, you want to change your colors and all that stuff. So this is it. So now for Shakara Food, now after you've done these logo designs for the company, what you will need to do, which is supposed to be what I'll teach you next, is how to create mock-up designs for this brand that you've done, right? For this brand. So I was supposed to duplicate it, I didn't, but I will take it back now. Delete, delete, delete. Oh no. I was supposed to make sure before you do any changes, you duplicate your page so that it will not, you won't have to start all over again. So we have this here. Yeah. So what I want to do now is to download this thing that I have done. We've done a whole lot already, right? A whole lot. So you choose out of all this design, which one is the best. So which one do you think is good for us to download now for the company that we made this for? The last one is better, right? So this one is good. Okay, so what I want to do now is to export it. So if you want to download, you come to share. After you finish your design, you come to share, then you come to download. So what I want to do is I want to download it as PNG. Then if you come here, you see that we have created 14 designs already. And I don't want to download all the 14 designs. So I click here and then I click on all to on Mac. Then I'll go to the last one, which is the one I want to download. Done, and then I'll download it. So you downloaded your design. You downloaded your so we are downloading the design at the moment. So it is downloaded. So what I want to do next now is the mockup of this design that I've done. It's fine, right? But if you put them on mockups, it's even finer because the food vendor now will now see how the logo is going to look on packaging and all that stuff that the person is going to do. So we do add. So what you want to do next is come to apps. So when you come to apps here by this side, can you see? By this side, you see apps. If you have your what is it called? You come to apps, then you look for mockups. Mockup is here. Then I look for mockup. So it's a food company. So what we're going to be doing what is it called mockups for is for maybe clothes and maybe the packaging. So I'll go for packaging first. Packaging. We have an example of one packaging there. Sir, let me see that package. Okay, it's outside. Okay, it's in the car. So you can see that we have example of packing, food packaging, whatever it is. Can you see them? This one is for maybe if you want to do oil, maybe a sell cup, cosmetic and other stuff. Then this one too is also for packaging. Are you seeing them? So for packing. So we're going to look for one for food. Food. Is this one for food? This one. Okay, let me use this one. I don't even know which one to use again. Okay, I'm going to use this one. So you click on it, it will come up and it will come up. All you need to do is just to highlight it. And then remember we downloaded that picture that we the what is it called? The logo, remember? So we're going to upload it here. For you to put it on the lookup, you have to upload it. So you come to upload, then click on the Shakara, this thing, then upload it here. Then click on it to come here and then put it on your mockup. Drag it. To put it on your mockup, you just drag it into this picture that is here. So I want to make it bigger. So this is how it will look on your design. The network is not making it clear, so you see it better. So this is then you now show them that this is how it will look on maybe their food package, their food, whatever. So we're going to do another one. So this is it, right? Is it clear? It's clear now. So this is food for Shakara food. The network is still going off. This is for Shakara food. So we're going to, aside this one, you need to add another page again because you need to do like a lot of samples that would make them want to, that would give them what is it called? So you can do clothes for clothes. Maybe you can say for people that will sell the food in the company. This is how the what is it called is going to look on them. The clothes is going to. So there are different clothes samples here. There are different clothes samples. So you look for. So I'm going to use this one because it's eating. So you click on it, like, mockup. So like I said, for you to be able to put this thing on your clothes, you need to download your what is it called? Your logo design. You need to download it first, right? So once you've downloaded it, you now upload it You go to upload and upload it, then click on it. So now I want to put it on his clothes. Now you see how it's going to look on its clothes. So this is more like a merch. Then before this one will go, you can also go ahead and look for a lot of other more. You can do phone sample for them, how it will look on their phone, right? You can do laptop samples, you can do cup, you can do mugs, different samples for mugs. You can do for cups, right? Um, so let's try this one or this one. So if you're online, please, I want to be sure that you are following, please. So this is for the man that is wearing the clothes. You can see how it looks on him. So make sure, but if you are doing a mock-up for a brand in Nigeria, don't use white man. Most of them don't like using white people for their. They like to see how it looks on a black person. So you look for there's a black person here. You look for people that are like blacks, and then use their own. Use their own. So yeah, this is how to also put mock-up after your design. This is how to also put up mock-ups on your design. So the class is over. Do you have any question? Do you have anything that you don't understand? This is 1 o'clock already. Any question? Anything you don't understand that you want me to explain further? No question. It means that you people don't understand what I said, what I've done here today. Huh? All right. Okay.
Now this logo is for your client, right?
Yeah.
The client wants to make like a flyer
Yes.
containing their logo.
Yes.
You need to remove the background. Right?
So now, exactly. So that's why you downloaded the logo. So the first thing you do is download the logo, right? I've already taught you people how to remove background from our first class. So for people that
Because that's that is.
okay, yes, it's fine. I will show you.
Background that is not really have most of your logo.
Uh-huh.
So now if you remove the background,
Oh, let me show you. It's still going to be fine. So you go to your if you want to remove a background on a logo, what you do is go to your web browser and click on background remover. You see background remover BG. So click on background remover. It's going to show you something like this. This is how it looks. It's free. Some people actually charge. Okay. So what if we want to use background remover on the black? Yeah, you can remove it. That's what we're doing now. So you use background remover and you remove the background of this image. So to remove the black totally, then you download it, then you upload it on your Canva. So that way you can use this image. So I'm going back to Canva now. I've removed the background from background remover. So I'm going to upload the one I've removed the background from. This is it. Then I'm going to upload it now. So now, just look at this. I've clicked on it. Then I'm going to drag it into this space to replace this one that has this black. Yeah, it's better with the background, right? But once you print this, it's going to be very fine. Now, most of the printers don't print this in color. So if you're doing food, what is it called? Anything that has to do with this, they usually do it black and white. So they're going to put it on black and white, which is going to bring out the color of the stuff. So for your logo, for your whatever you want to do, like for even this one, see. Now this is where color combination matters. Like you can see that color now. It doesn't. You can see it on the shirt. You can see it on the shirt. You can see it on the shirt. So even here too, once you print it, once you have like the original printing on black, it's also going to come out well for it. But yeah, I would advise you to use this one on it. Let's use it because it's really just final. Any other question? Okay, I'll pick you. I didn't get that.
Your hookup, how you got to those are packaging and the other just what you did last.
What I did last. Okay, so if you want to get your mockups, so if you want to get your mockup right, like I said, is you come down here by your left, you come down to apps, you click on apps. So when you click on apps, then you see mockup there. Then click on the mockup. You see all the mockups that, in fact, anything you're looking for is here. Wristwatch, is it wristwatch kind of mockup you want to do? Whatever you want to do, you will see it here. So that's how we got the mockup. Any other question? All right, so your assignment is you're going to create a logo design for any brand of your choice or any company of your choice. So you're going to create the logo using any three different type of color that you want to create for the brand. And then after that, you create at least two mockup design for them for the brand. And then uh, you now type out the color, what is the color that you use for the brand, the type of font you use for the brand, and then you submit. So I'm going to show you how you're going to submit. You can submit via, I don't know what's wrong with my email. Let me check again.
Can you go back? Sorry, put right here, you go.
Okay, I'm coming. Uh, so you're going to submit it to this email. So the assignment is create a logo for any brand of your choice. Any brand of your choice using at least 2 to 3 color combinations. Right? Yeah. 2 to 3 color combination. And then you're going to the logo design should be from any of these, either pictogram, watermark, lettermark, combination mark, or emblem. So any one of it, that's what you will do using 3 colors, and then you create at least 3 mockups for the brand. Either if it's a food, you make packaging brand mockup for them. In fact, any mockup of your choice, either a shirt or a cap or a cup, whatever you want to do, just do it, and then you can submit it to this email here, jude.joshua@cosmopolitan.edu.ng. Any other question? So for the last assignment, I want to tell you again, create. Okay, so create. For the last assignment, please, I want you to create a logo for any company of your choice, maybe a friend's company, a family. Create any a logo of your choice using 2 or 3 different colors, at least 3 different colors. But you can use 2 or 3 different colors for your logo design. Then you submit the name of the fonts you use, the color palette number of the color you use, and then also create at least 3. Okay, let me just type it. All right. Okay, choice using three. And sabi spelling. Three different colors. It is a what is that? All right, sir. Give me a minute, sir. All right. All right. Thank you, everyone. We're done. You are meant to submit this assignment, please, before Friday. Before Friday means on Thursday, at least everybody should have submitted this assignment. Thank you.